Okay, guys, we're moving on to our next two shapes. We're doing two shapes today, but this will be the easiest of the two. Of all the ones we do, these will be the easiest. So we have cones and spheres. So this is what a cone looks like, just like if you were holding an ice cream cone. It only has one base. So unlike the other shapes we're doing, we have one base. It's just the top. It's a circle. So there's three parts. Here's your three formulas: lateral area, surface area, volume. If you look at the formulas, there's only three unknowns, and those are the three parts of the right triangle that you can create. So just like all the other shapes, we're going to create that right triangle with the radius, the height, and that's a lowercase capital L, or a lowercase cursive L. So that's how you have to write it. Don't write it as a print. It is cursive. That stands for the slant height, because obviously it's slanted. It's the hypotenuse of that right triangle. That is your L. We'll have that same L when we do pyramids, and it'll be the same thing. It'll be a slant height, so a height that isn't straight up and down at a 90-degree angle. So I'm not going to have you guys even do any problems with this today. I'm going to give you a couple to do for homework, but I'm not even going to do any because this is same old, same old. Create that right triangle. I'll give you an angle. You'll use trig. I'll give you two sides. You'll use Pythagorean theorem. The only thing I'm concerned about is this formula, volume, with the 1/3. So I'm going to show you to make sure you put that in the calculator right. All right, the other shape is a sphere. A sphere is a ball. You don't get any easier than a sphere because the only measurement in it would be the radius. So if you had a ball in front of you, if you could go to the dead middle of it, inside of it, and go to anywhere on the ball, that would be the radius. And there is no lateral area because if you were to hold a ball, the sphere itself is the surface area. So we only have a T and a volume. The formula for total area is 4 pi r squared. Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Make sure you know that's cubed and not squared. Every other formula we use that has to do with circles or anything is always squared except for volume of a sphere. So that's a cubed. Be careful with that. All right. I just want to show you two of them putting in the calculator. So assuming, I'm not going to give you a problem where you would have all the measurements like this, but you could find them using, like I said, Pythagorean theorem or trig. So at this point, you would just go to the calculator. So I just want to show you putting the 1/3 in. There's literally nothing special about putting 1/3 in. You're going to do it just like it says. 1/3 is 1 divided by 3. There's 1/3 times pi times 5 squared times 12, and there's your answer. If you want to put the 1/3 in parentheses, I know some people do that, so they do this, parentheses, 1/3, end parentheses, and then the same thing, times pi times 5 squared times 12. You see, you still get the same exact answer. So it doesn't matter how you put that fraction in the front. Some people even skip it and do just that part and then divide it by 3, because that's what 1/3 would be. I wouldn't do it that way because a lot of people forget to divide by 3. So just do exactly what you're looking at using either this method or this method, and you guys should be good to go. The same thing is true over here with the sphere. 4/3, nothing special about putting 4/3 in either. Try to move this, I'll move it over this way. So when I go to put 4/3 in, just like 1/3, I have a choice. I can put 4 divided by 3, there's 4/3, times pi times 8 cubed. Now, you got to find the cube button on your calculator. You can use this button right here, this caret button, to do cubed. So if I hit caret, it's going to go up there, and then I hit cubed, and there we go. 4/3 times pi times 8 cubed. And you can do that in parentheses, like I said. 4/3 times pi times 8, caret button up, cubed. Same exact answer, and either of those would be good. Guys, when it comes to spheres, the only thing I can do to make sphere difficult is I can give you the diameter. So make sure you're putting the radius into your formula. Like if I give you the line all the way across and told you that was 10, make sure you know that that means the radius would be 5. You know, same over here. If I create that triangle and I put all the way across this 10, the right triangle you're going to use for a cone, if I do all the way across this 10, you're going to have to take the radius, because the right triangle you're always going to create for the cone is going to be the radius, the height, and the slant height, just like in this picture. Now, the only other thing I'm going to tell you guys that maybe you should think about doing at this point is creating some type of note card. This is my note card, so you guys can always, pause your video and write down all these formulas yourself. But if you do something like this on that sheet I told you guys to make, life will be a lot easier. I would do more than this. I would draw the figure. So like when you do cone, don't just write this. Draw the cone and label it so you know what everything is. We're almost done. We're only doing these 5. So we'll spend quite a bit of time on pyramids. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do stacked shapes. And that's how we're going to kind of end the year, is if we stacked like one shape on top of another shape. So maybe it would look like this. This is an example of a prism with a pyramid on top. So that will require, you doing both 2 figures separately. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have a nice Memorial Day weekend. This assignment won't be due until Tuesday of next week. And then we have Wednesday. Then you guys won't have to worry about me until after the following week. So let's stay on things, guys. We probably only have another, 4, 5, maybe 5 classes left together, where there'll be videos and a few more homeworks, and then we're done. Hope you guys are being safe, and I will talk to you soon.